Alright, what is up everybody? Cribster98 here, welcome back to another video, and today in this video, this is kind of the first time I actually started a video, like, right now, like, before I even entered the woods. But if you don't know, I usually make videos in the woods, but on this channel, I usually made videos in my bedroom, and, I kind of wanted to, well, my parents are home, I didn't want to, be talking loudly and kind of them eavesdropping on my conversations with myself, so, let me, tie my shoe real quick. Hey, well, I got really tired there, gosh dang. Alright, so, I'm going to make I'm not sure about this video series, but a few videos about the Bible and some interesting things that I keep coming across, and, I'm trying to be a better person, be a better Christian, do what I should and do what I should do, and not do what I shouldn't. Because I was just about to confuse myself. Okay, but lately, I've been kind of lost, I've been kind of confused about what's going on, not just with God, but with, just my life, personally, and it's leading me down paths I don't want to go. And I just kind of I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. And recently I haven't been, and that's on me. That's my problems, and that's why I want to try to be fixing as soon as I can. And I can't help others if I can't help myself. And that stinks. That may sound a little bad, but I mean, we shouldn't be focusing on ourselves, but we should be doing things like this. I'm taking the problem, the struggles that I'm having, and I'm putting it into a way for, like, I'm trying to take care of tackle those problems head on, taking care of it head on, compared to, so whenever someone else is going through similar things, I can help them. And like I said, if I can't help myself, I can't help them. So if somebody's having a bit of a problem, there. So growing up, I've been told always to read the KJV, the King James Version of the Bible. Nothing else, nothing different. I do have kind of different Bibles. I've always got them, the Bibles that they'll hand out. Some people just hand out their New Testaments, like that big. They can fit in your pocket. One of those was my first Bible. I got one of those as a kid for, I think, Christmas, or just as a gift. Well, as a baby. Yeah. I was a baby when I first got it, because I was born in 2001. It was gifted to me in 2001. But I like it a lot, and in the beginning of it, there's a picture of Jesus, baby Jesus, and the whole manger scene. I forgot what that's called. I always know it, except for whenever I go to actually talk about it in conversation. And I'm really enjoying this view right now. It's really great. It's fall, and I love fall because the leaves are yellow. It's weird to think that, like, man, I love the sight of dying leaves. Okay, that's awful, but, like, it's weird, like, oh my gosh, dying leaves, so pretty. But anyways, the nativity scene, that's what it is. It's in the front of my Bible, and, I've had that one since I was a kid, as well as another one that was gifted to me. There's like 3 of them in my house total, and they're given to me, my brother, my sister, since we were kids. And those were the only Bibles that I had until Easter of, I think, 2009, that my parents got me a KJV. And this is my first Bible, my first proper Bible, I guess, in a way, because I did have, I'm not saying that, like, if you have a New Testament, it's not proper. It's just, it doesn't have also the Old Testament, which some of them have the Psalms and Proverbs in there, so that's also good. But yeah, and I've been getting all those Bibles. I have like a stack of them in my house. I've been given so many of them that I don't know, but you know, everywhere I go, I'm always told not to just read the KJV. Well, not everywhere I go, but like everywhere I look, sometimes I'm told that, and you know, to a point, I can't agree with that, because you know, rather than being told, you know, just read KJV all your life, you're gonna do great. You gotta understand, but some people will be pushing the NIV or the NKJV, and it's not really kind of beneficial. And I mean, I can read Old English just fine, because you know, whenever I was in school, all the way throughout middle and high school, we was reading Old English. So, and it not just because the Bible, but because I didn't go to a Christian school. I went to a regular public school, but everybody's like, well, you gotta learn to read this. And you know, reading Beowulf, I've read the Bible enough and read William Shakespeare enough that it was kind of the same thing, you know. So, but Beowulf, the original translations of that was like way different. It was weird. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but anyways. But yeah, like we reading the KJV doesn't confuse me at all, really. But I don't read that much, which is the problem. The only thing that confuses me is the numbers, and few words will confuse me, and that's fine, you know. I can, you know, easily go right to the Googles and a dictionary and look it up. But I see tons of people that will read a NKJV, a Bible that has like 50 different translations in it, and I think that's fine too. You know, you're really trying to get an understanding. But you know, what I plan on doing is starting a video series, because I have my brother has a Bible that's the Eastern Standard Version, and I have one that's the Holman. It was like the Holman Christian Standard Bible, and it was only the New Testament. And I got that at a wrestling meet, because it was gifted by the FCA. And you know, I kind of wanted to check that out too, because there's a lot in it that looks really interesting to just kind of go over and check out. Maybe not in a video, but still, I mean, you know, just kind of look through it. Maybe I could talk about it in a video, like, you know, it might help with studies even. So yeah. But you know, like I said, I only have a KJV. That's the only other Bible I have besides my brother's Bible. So whenever I go to, you know, study, I might kind of compare those, and you know, people make interesting things about, or interesting points about the Bible that, like, at first I'm kind of like, why is this such a big deal? And you know, the more I think about it, the you know, the more like, all right, so I see what you're saying. And one of those things is that a lot of people will talk about, you know, just kind of first off is, you know, in the King James Version, it says to flee from fornication. And I was like, okay, and so then they'll talk about how one of the other translations, it says to shun fornication. And I'm thinking, all right, I mean, kind of the same thing. You're quitting it. You're not doing it anymore. But you know, the more you think about it, the more sense it makes why they are so against it. While they're talking about why it's so bad that these words are changed. And so that's kind of why I want to compare the different Bibles and see, you know, like, okay, so if this says this, like if this Bible, KJV, says this, what's so different about this English, super duper understandable English? Why does this say this? You know? And honestly, I wish I could just learn Greek and Hebrews and get a Greek and Hebrew Bible and just kind of, make my own version of the Bible that's, directly translated from ancient Greek and ancient Hebrews to English. Like that, I think that'd be cool. But I mean, I myself kind of translate from Old English to modern English. I'll be putting myself in I'll take the words from the Bible and what I take my interpretation of it, and I just kind of put it in my own words, if I were Jesus, this is what I'd be saying. Say for example, the whenever they were stoning that woman for adultery. He at the end of that he says, "No, he who has not sinned," or I can't remember exactly what he said. But basically, he said, what my interpretation of that is, if you haven't sinned, the first person who hasn't sinned, how about you throw the stone? That's how I would say it if I was Jesus. And then whenever he said to the woman, go and sin no more, I would say, all right, just go along and never sin again. Because we talk in such a slang term these days. No one speaks proper English, and there's so many versions of English. There's Britain English. Everything's different back there or over there. We call hotels. They call hotels flats, I think. So yeah, I mean, there's tons of differences. And English is such a diverse language that you kind of need to do a lot of this research. So yeah, I forgot why. I don't know why I said that, and it's probably confusing. But I mean, you can probably make some sense out of it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, people talk differently. But I doubt in the Bible, I doubt Jesus would have said, God is Gucci. I doubt that would have been in the Bible, because that word is so freaking stupid. I hate that word, Gucci. He used to just say it all the time just because, and then I kind of why am I saying this? It sounds stupid as crap. Especially that song, Gucci Gang. Oh my gosh. What does that word even mean? God is Gucci. All the time. All the time? God is Gucci. What does that word even mean? Does it mean good? Does it mean great? Does it mean cool? Awesome? Great? I don't know. And, people will use that defense of, yeah, well, the English language changes all the time. We say slang words like this. But think about it. No one really says, whenever we text people, we sometimes say LOL, BRB, TTYL. That was big back in 2001, back whenever we got cell phones. Or not 2001, 2007. Back when we got cell phones. We used to talk like that a lot. But now, I mean, we barely do. Some people will be GRT or something like that. GTROY or something. I don't know, they make up these STGs, whatever that means. I don't even know what half of this stuff is. And the thing is about that too is that people are just shortening words that they don't even know, or that they don't somebody I talked to says OFC, and I go what? OFC? What? And it's of course. So I'm thinking, you've never said of course a day in your life. No one in modern day says of course. And here they are making the word OFC. Because BC, I understand that. You're just taking B and because BC, I understand that. But of course, who says of course? It's weird. So yeah, I don't get texting lingo. So yeah, of course I don't, because I'm not hip. But yeah, like that's what I was trying to say, is that some people, they will talk in texting, maybe not in real life, but like, you know, through text, people have a whole new language that they speak through. And that's why, you know, the Bible, it's so hard to find a translation, is because words have changed over the years. So yeah, I mean, I'm more of an old school kind of sometimes person, and I think that's why I understand stuff like that a lot. And the weird thing is that I can talk the most plainly possible. I know it's surprising, but I could say a phrase that people have said before, and or talk in ways that people have talked before, at least whenever I was a kid. But whenever I go to talk to people on Snapchat, they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Do you really not understand? Are you that stupid?" I end up writing the entire sentence again, but this time adding in extra words. Man, it's crazy. Like I said, I will say, "I'll be right back eating." People are like, "What?" "I'll be right back. I'm about to take food and insert it into my mouth and chew it up and then swallow it till it gets into my stomach, and then I can defecate it out later." Like, nobody understands simple phrases anymore, and it's weird. So yeah, no wonder, because most people don't read. Like, I don't read. The most I read is text. Like, yeah, but I mean, at least I still understand English. I don't get it. But anyways, probably because I still read a little bit, but not like a lot. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's weird. Most people don't understand English anymore, and you know, English, the language itself, is changing. But yeah, that's why, you know, it's important to kind of understand the Bible. And yeah. Anyways, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out, because I only planned on it for being like 2 minutes long, and here it is, 17 minutes, because I went into tangents. But anyways, what I'm going to be doing in the future is comparing different versions of the Bible. And, you know, real quick, what I got to say about that is that, yeah, if there's words in there that you just simply do not understand, you know, you can look it up, obviously, on Google. But if it's in another translation and it's put plainly in this other translation, go ahead and read that verse. And if that makes sense to you in that translation, but everything else doesn't, then yeah, obviously, like, just read until things make sense, okay? Anyways, guys, I'll go ahead and upload this video and stop acting like I know what I'm talking about.